Time. Time is such a valuable commodity, isn't it? I know I mentioned it in previous videos, but we as human beings are limited to 25,000 sunrises and 25,000 sunsets. That's an average lifespan, and in between there's a lot of things that happen between living life. You can become a parent, you have to work, you're giving your life's energy in return for other things, okay? Specifically monetary things or physical possessions, okay? And in exchange for your life's energy in doing these things, you really have to identify something. And a lot of this has to do with people and the types of people that you're interacting with. So a while back, Chalene Johnson had mentioned something to all of us, and she talked about these dark clouds that we allow to come into our lives. And a lot of it is what we attract. We attract the people that we need around us because they give us something to contrast life against. Whether it's a good person or a bad person, a lot of the people that we allow to take our time and our investment of time is who we allow into our lives, because we need that. We need that counterbalance. We need something to give us something else to pursue or something else to direct our energies towards. And over the past couple of years, what I've started to experience is that there was a lot of these energies, these I don't want to call them darker energies, but there were a lot of people that brought a lot of trouble and a lot of negativity into my life. And I had to identify what it was about these individuals that was causing this stuff to happen. Not necessarily about them, but what it was that I was looking for that was bringing them into my life, and why I could never get ahead, and why I allowed that to limit me, and why I allowed that mindset to invest itself into me, because I was spending so much time focused on the things that I didn't have or the things that I couldn't get, because I'd set the bar, I'd set this limitation, this ceiling that I kept pounding up against. And it wasn't until I heard Brendon Burchard talk at one of the live events that I went to. And if you haven't looked up Brendon Burchard, or you don't know who he is, look up The Charged Life. And basically the story goes that he was just living a life where he didn't have passion, he didn't have purpose. And I spoke about that in a previous video, but he needed to identify himself with something else. So he moved. He made this drastic move. And Tony Robbins talks about this, that you gotta shake yourself out of life, and you gotta find what it is that you need to go towards, and listen to your intuition and trust these things, because they're gonna put you on your path and where you need to go. And so he moved, and long story short, he got into an accident, and while he was laying on the ground and bloody all over the place from the accident, he had to ask himself, did he live? Did he love? Did he really take his life seriously, is what it came down to. And he's asked himself those same questions for 20 years now. And so I ask you, have you lived, and do you really live? Have you loved with everything that you have? Have you given to the world who you really are? Or do you have that ceiling that you built yourself that you can't seem to blow yourself through? A lot of the reasons why people don't succeed in this world is because of that ceiling. It's the self-limiting thoughts. And unfortunately, the media, TV, reality TV, all of these different shows and everything that we watch has built this world of limitations. You may not see it because they don't want you to see it directly, although some messages are hidden in plain sight, some secrets, and the symbolisms are all there. But really, what it gets down to is, do you realize that those limitations are self-set? You create them, nobody else. There's nothing in this world that you can't do if you set yourself to it and you go for it and you try to accomplish it. But the problem is that a lot of us have been programmed to say to ourselves, we can't do that. And the reason why is because of my circumstances, or the reason why is because look at the environment that I'm in, or the reason why is I don't have the resources necessary to do it. Well, you know what? There's a hell of a lot of shit out there that's free that doesn't cost you a damn thing. And you can do it in the worst environment, even if you're sitting under a freaking freeway overpass, okay? It's called reading, it's called research, it's called educating yourself, it's called making yourself a commodity and investing back into yourself. But the problem is that we think that life is infinite. And we forgot about the fact that our time is valuable. And who you give that time to and what you focus that time on is what you're gonna inevitably get out of life. So if you want to continue to invest that time and those resources into somebody that isn't fulfilling your life, that's not giving you a motivation to move forward, you continue to do so. But just remember that you don't have forever to live. And at the same time, if you want to have all those limiting thoughts that's putting your life in the confines of a box, continue to do so. Because you know what? You're going to stay within the confines of that box without realizing your true potential. But why is it that why do we do that? Why do we limit ourselves? You know what? Because we're afraid to succeed. We are afraid to succeed. Because although we want it, everybody wants to feel that success. We don't want to do what's necessary to get there. You know why? Because it's hard. It's not easy. You have to do work. You actually have to put in work. You have to research about how the people that are doing it are doing it. And then you have to make those changes in your life. And what is the hardest thing for people to do? Accepting change. I remember the experience of falling down, trying to pick up a garden hose because my back went out on me, and not knowing that everything that I had done for the previous 2 to 3 years of gaining all of the weight that I put on my body was having that adverse of an effect on me. And it wasn't until I was forced to change that I actually made the decision to change. And I started living my life differently. I was working out every day. I was eating properly. I ended up losing 50 pounds in 90 days. I didn't know what the journey was going to present to me, but I know that if I gave it the attention and the time that it needed, that I could make the change. But I had to invest my time and my energy into that. And that time is a commodity that we cannot get back. So I ask you again, are you living your life knowing that you're establishing your legacy? That you're going to be remembered on the decisions and the choices that you make right now, today. That you are not a circumstance of where you've been. Those things happen. It doesn't matter if it was good or bad, they happened. Past tense. They're not happening. The things that are happening to you right now are what you allow to happen to you. And the choices and the decisions that you make today are going to influence where you go. So in 2 days, or 3 days, or 4 days, or a week, or a year from now, where you're going to be at is going to be predicated on what decisions you're making today. It's going to hurt to succeed. It's going to change you. It's going to make you uncomfortable. It's going to make you wonder, is this really what I'm supposed to be doing? But that's okay. You know why? Because that's what life's about. Life's about the challenge. Life's not about handing you things, and you will never get handed anything. If you want to be a millionaire, you have to gain that mindset, because you can go win the lottery and a couple of years later you'd be completely broke. You know why? Because you cannot buy a millionaire mindset. You have to earn that. And it's the same way with everything else in life. But you have to invest your time. You have to give your life's energy to that. So if you have a job that you're currently working at, you have a career that you're currently working at, but you see another direction, you have another calling, you have something else that's saying, hey, look at me over here, you should be doing this. You don't have to just drop everything cold turkey and go to that. Lay out your plan. How do you intend to get there? And slowly but surely start working at that plan. Now, that being said, there's going to be something coming down the pipe from Your Cup of Joe, and it's going to be in regards to that. It's going to be in regards to those that are looking to make that transition from a career where you're working in a Fortune 500 company like I did to building your own path, to building your own future, so that that time that you're investing in other people is worth it because you're seeing a return on your investment. And that investment is your life. Every second that I've been on this video, I'm investing in you because I'm giving you part of my life. Not only the video itself that I'm sitting here and recording and talking to you on, but the post-production editing that goes into it, finding the music, clipping all the videos together, posting it on the website, posting it on YouTube, all of those things. Everything from that takes moments of my life that I will never get back. But you know what? I do so gladly. Why? Because if I only help one person out there, just one person out there, to truly identify with what it is that I'm talking about and to make that change in their life so that they become better for it, then I did what I was supposed to. And I lived my life with value. Until we talk again, have a great day. I hope you live your life and understand that your time is a valuable commodity, and don't give your life's energy to anybody that hasn't earned that. We'll talk soon. Thanks again. Have a great day.